Daily Bellydance Quickies. Today we're going to talk about some tips for level changes with balance props. I'm going to be using this sword. So first off, posture is one of the biggest things about keeping your balance, whether you are stationary, traveling, or whether you're doing a level change like we're going to be discussing today. So just to review on the basics, you want to make sure that your pelvis is in a neutral position. This will help to keep your core engaged, which is going to give you a good bulk of your stability for your balance. Your ribs lifted and also stabilizing across the upper back, and having your head in a nice alignment, chin up, and your shoulders down. If you come up like this, you're going to tend to want to hunch forward a little bit, and that's going to throw things off. So you got to keep those shoulders down as well. So other than those posture basics, let's talk about some specific things with weight placement and posture for level changes. Now, when I do a level change, I usually put one foot in front of the other. And which one you put in front, in your case, may be a part of choreography, or it might also just be, if you're a soloist, what your personal preferences are and what your strength, your differences are from one side to the other. Personally, I like to keep my left foot forward, but I can do both of them. But we're going to go ahead and we'll just try this one today. So from here, what you want to remember is as you're going to go down, a couple of things have to happen. Let's not even use the prop just yet. So I'm going to put this guy on here. So when we are going to do a level change and we're coming down, and again, like I said, I usually keep my feet staggered about a half of a foot distance apart. So I would have my toes about in line with my arch, but my feet are still going to be at the width of my hip joints. So what this does is, by having this, I have the width of my stance, but also this makes my base of balance longer this way through my body by having one foot in front of the other. So by having my feet staggered, my base of balance is square inches wise, is bigger because my feet are staggered forward. So that being said, okay, I have my left foot forward. Now the first thing to do is to make sure that you start with your knees soft and that you're making sure you're in your good basic posture, which we just talked about. Now if you're going to go down with your level change, if you go down any significant amount, eventually these heels are going to have to come off the floor. So what I like to tell students is anticipate that, because if you change your weight from your weight distributed evenly across the whole foot to then at some point having to take your weight to the front of your feet, that's a shift that can cause you some issues, particularly if you're doing some other movements on your way down. So what you're going to do before you even start, soften those knees, lift up those ribs, take the weight towards the front of the feet. Even though you haven't lifted your heels off the ground yet, this puts your weight in a distribution so it doesn't have to make any adjustments front to back as you go down. So once you're here and your weight is over the front, you're going to start to come down, and you're going to want to make sure that you take your rear end back a little bit and your chest forward a little bit, okay? So here, so you distribute your weight a little more evenly front to back, and then as you're coming back up, keeping it there. Now, one of the other things is about how far down do you go. Of course, your knees are going to determine that. Some people will be comfortable with halfway down. That may be all you need. Some people want to go all the way down but want to come back up. The thing is, if you want to come back up, don't let your weight settle into your heels at the bottom. What I mean by that is as you come down, and again, here, knees soft, weight is already forward towards the balls of my feet. I'm lifted up here, very engaged, coming down, letting my bottom come back. I'm not going to settle down here, because once I settle down here, the inertia that I have down here, the amount of energy I need to come up again is likely to make me have some kind of a little disruption in my balance. So don't ever come down here unless you plan on going down to the floor. So when I come down, I'm going to come down about to here, and then I'm going to come straight back up. So what if you do want to go down to the floor? If you do want to go down to the floor, you can go ahead and you can settle down, and then you have many other ways that you can get down to the floor, whether you want to be kneeling or side lying or something with your prop. But the tap, two knees down method is usually the easiest way to get yourself down to a basic kneeling position, and from there you can transition. So when you're here, again, soft knees, weight forward towards the top front of the feet, chest up, engage here, come down, here, come down, tap, tap, and then adjust yourself. and then you're already down. So from here, you can do your kneeling things, go into your sideline things or whatever. And coming up, we can talk about that one on a different DBQ. Today, we're talking about level changes, mostly going down. So that's what I have for you today. So why don't you try those things, whether you balance trays or swords or any other thing on your head, or you just want to be nice and stable going down for a level change without any props on your head at all. So that's what I have for you, and I will be leaving in 30 days, 29 days before the road trip takes off to California. First stop San Diego, and then Los Angeles, and all the way up the Pacific Coast Highway and back down. Sacramento and Bakersfield information is being added this week, as well as information for Arcata up in Northern California on the coast. So I'm very excited about all of these stops, so I hope you're going to be joining me with one of them. And then also Philadelphia, Western Massachusetts, dates coming up for August, and possibly one more on the East Coast. We're working on that one. So have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Happy practicing. Bye.